Every Monday at 9 a.m., I sent my parents $700 without fail. It was my quiet way of keeping peace, of pretending we were still a family. Maybe it was habit, maybe guilt, or maybe a small part of me still hoped that money could buy back love. Last week it didn't. They missed my daughter's birthday. No call, no visit, not even a card. I told myself maybe they forgot. Maybe they were busy. But deep down, I knew they hadn't forgotten me. They had just stopped caring. That night, when I finally called to ask why, my father's voice came cold and steady. "Your child means nothing to us." For a second, I couldn't breathe. The room went still. I didn't argue. I didn't cry. I just sat there, the phone heavy in my hand, listening to silence. My chest felt hollow. My hands started to shake. Then, without thinking, I opened my banking app and started cutting them off. Payment after payment, one by one. It took 40 minutes. By the end, I had stopped shaking. I was just numb. My phone buzzed again, another message, but I didn't open it yet. I just stared at my reflection in the dark screen and thought about all those Mondays. 8 months. Every week, the same routine. Coffee, tired eyes, a transfer at exactly 9 a.m. $700. Payment sent. My mother never thanked me. My father never mentioned it. But I still paid their bills. When their car broke down, I covered the mechanic. When the power company sent a warning, I cleared it before they could ask. It wasn't generosity. It was survival. Keeping them calm meant keeping the peace. My daughter, Ava, never knew. She thought her grandparents lived far away, not 30 minutes across town. "Mommy, can they come to my dance recital?" she'd ask, spinning in her glittery skirt, her cheeks flushed with excitement. I'd smile and say, "Maybe next time, sweetheart." She'd nod and twirl, believing me. Kids always believe. I used to believe too. I believed parents soften with time, that pride fades, that love, even broken, finds its way back. I pictured them sitting at my kitchen table again, holding Ava's little hands, telling her stories about me when I was her age. But every phone call with my mother reminded me that dream was gone. She spoke to me like an employee, not a daughter. Her tone clipped and businesslike. "Don't forget the groceries this week. Your father's pills are almost out." She never said thank you, never asked about Ava, just orders, lists, demands. Some nights, I'd hear Ava in her room, talking to her dolls. Grandma, Grandpa, Mommy. She'd make them laugh, share cookies, hold hands. Watching her made my chest ache. She was building the family she wished she had. So when her birthday came, I wanted to make it perfect. Streamers, balloons, lemonade in mason jars, even a second-hand bouncy castle I found online. She wore a pink dress and glitter shoes, her hair braided like a princess. She was glowing. "Mommy, do you think they'll come this time?" she asked, peeking through the fence as guests arrived. I smiled and said, "Maybe, baby, let's wait a little longer." But my heart already knew. By 3 o'clock, the candles had melted into soft pink puddles. The lemonade was warm. The laughter was fading. Ava kept looking at the gate, her fingers sticky from frosting, her little dress catching sunlight. Every few minutes she whispered, "Mommy, do you think Nana and Grandpa are almost here?" I smiled the way mothers do when they're breaking inside. "Maybe, sweetheart. Maybe traffic's bad." But there was no traffic, no call, no excuse, just silence. Even when the last guest left, I kept the party going, pretending for her. Ava sat on the porch steps, cupcake in hand, sparkly shoes dangling. She stared at the road like faith itself might drive up and park. When the sun dipped low, she whispered, "Maybe they forgot." I knelt beside her, brushing her hair from her face. "Maybe," I said softly. "But we still had fun, didn't we?" She nodded, tired, eyes heavy with sleep. That night, after tucking her in, I sat on the couch scrolling through photos, her smile, the balloons, the friends, the laughter. Every picture was proof that I had tried. Then I saw it. A message from my mother sent that morning. "Tell Ava happy birthday from us." That was it. No call, no visit. Not even a period at the end of the sentence. I stared at the screen until the words blurred. Then I called. I don't even know why. Maybe I wanted a reason. Maybe a lie that sounded like love. My father answered, voice sharp, irritated. What is it, Penelope? Why didn't you come today? I asked. A pause, a sigh full of contempt. We didn't feel like it. Dad, Ava was waiting for you. She made a card. Another pause. Then his words cut through me like glass. Your child means nothing to us. For a moment, all I heard was the hum of the refrigerator and the blood pounding in my ears. My body went cold before my mind could catch up. What did you just say? He didn't repeat it. He just hung up. I sat there, phone still pressed to my ear, staring at the blank wall. Not crying, not shouting, just frozen. Behind me, Ava's drawings fluttered on the fridge. Crayon hearts, stick figures smiling in a world that didn't exist. My hands began to shake again, but this time I wasn't trembling from pain. I was realizing something. The family I kept paying for never existed. I turned the phone over, set it on the counter, and whispered to no one, "Okay." The quiet felt heavier than grief. I walked to Ava's room. She was asleep, her small hand tucked under her cheek, her hair tangled from the day, skin still pink from sun and laughter. I knelt beside her, kissed her forehead, and whispered, "You're everything, even if they can't see it." Back in the kitchen, the clock read 9:07 p.m. The same time I usually check their payments. My thumb hovered over the banking app, the habit still alive in my body even after my heart had given up. Not this time. I poured the leftover lemonade down the sink, wiped the counter clean, and stood there, still, knowing that after tonight, nothing in me would ever be the same. I didn't sleep. I sat at the kitchen table, watching the clock drag past midnight, hearing his words again and again. Your child means nothing to us. They didn't echo. They cut. Each syllable carved through me, clean and cold. My phone lay on the counter where I'd left it, screen dark, my reflection faint, hair messy, eyes swollen, a woman I barely recognized. I reached for it, not to call them, but to end something. For years, I had kept peace by paying for it. Every Monday at 9, I turned guilt into currency. But I was done buying forgiveness that never existed. I opened the banking app. My hands trembled as I scrolled through the list of payments: rent, groceries, utilities, insurance. Each line had my name beside theirs, proof of how far I'd gone to be the daughter they never wanted. I stared at the screen for a long time, then started deleting one by one. Click, cancel, confirm. With every tap, my heartbeat slowed. The shaking eased. By the time I reached the last line, automatic transfer $700 every Monday, I felt calm. Too calm. I deleted it. Just like that, 8 months of habit disappeared. The house went quiet. The fridge hummed. Pipes groaned. The night pressed against the windows. Then my phone buzzed. A new text. From Mom. "Can you order us dinner? Nothing fancy. Just Chinese or something. We don't have food." I stared at it. 40 minutes. That's how long it took for them to notice. 40 minutes after erasing my daughter, they wanted takeout. My thumb hovered above the keyboard. I could have said something. Anything. A warning. A goodbye. But I didn't. I locked the phone and set it face down. Instead, I walked to Ava's room. She was curled up, clutching the stuffed rabbit she called Hope. Her breath was soft, steady. I sat beside her, brushed her hair from her forehead, and whispered, "Never again." Not to her, but to myself. That was the moment guilt died. I realized I didn't owe them anything. Not money, not explanations, not another ounce of peace. My silence was enough, louder than any confrontation. When I finally stood, the air felt lighter, like something had lifted off my chest after years of weight. I turned off the hallway light and let the house sink into darkness, a clean, final kind. Some betrayals don't need a fight, they need a funeral. And that night, I buried the version of me that still believed family meant love. Morning came quietly. Sunlight spilled across the kitchen table, soft and golden, like nothing had happened. but his words still echoed. Your child means nothing to us. They hid beneath every sound, even the hum of the fridge. Ava was still asleep. I made coffee just to have something to hold. Then the phone rang. Unknown number. For a second, I almost ignored it. Miss Hayes? This is Richard, your parents' landlord. I wanted to check in. Their rent didn't come through. That's unlike you. Unlike me. The words stung. It's not my responsibility anymore, I said. They'll need to handle it. He hesitated. They told me you managed their payments. I used to, I said. My voice was steady, colder than I expected. Not anymore. When I hung up, something inside me shifted, like a cord snapping. I wasn't their safety net anymore. I was just a woman drinking cold coffee in her own kitchen. At 10, my brother called, "Pen, Mom says you've lost your mind." I laughed quietly. Define lost. She says you're cutting them off. I am. He went quiet, then said, "Good, I'm done too." I blinked. What? I've been sending them money, he admitted. Not as much as you. A few hundred a month. Groceries, gas, little things. I thought if we both helped, they'd change. His voice cracked. We were both wrong. I closed my eyes, feeling something warm and strange. Not sadness, not anger, just release. For the first time, I didn't feel like the broken daughter. I felt like someone who finally walked out of a burning house and didn't look back. They never told me, I whispered. They never told me about you either, Ryan said quietly. Guess we were paying rent on the same guilt. I sank into the chair, clutching my mug, staring at the coffee gone cold. So, they lied to both of us. Yeah, he said softly, but this time we stopped. His voice cracked, a sound between anger and relief. You did the right thing, Pen. I opened my mouth to answer, but another notification flashed across my screen. A Facebook tag. A live stream replay titled, "The Truth About Our Daughter." My stomach turned. Oh, God. Don't watch it, Ryan said quickly, but I already had. The thumbnail showed my mother clutching a tissue, eyes glistening, playing the perfect victim. My father sat beside her, arms crossed, jaw tight. My mother sniffled into the camera. We've always supported Penelope through everything, but she's spreading lies, telling people we refuse to see her child. None of that is true. My father leaned closer, voice sharp. She's been forcing money on us for years. She needs help. I didn't blink. I didn't move. I just watched, numb, as the people who raised me turned me into a villain for strangers online. And then it came, the part I somehow knew was coming. My father lifted a printed photo of Ava, smiling in her pink birthday dress, and said the same words again. This child does not exist to us. My body went cold. Ava's laughter from the park, her small hands clapping over candles, flashed through my mind like film burning too fast. I closed the video before it could finish. Within an hour, messages flooded in. Are you seeing this? Is that your dad? Comment after comment piled under the post. Some kind, some cruel. Who says that about a child? She probably deserved it. Praying for their hearts. If this is real, it's disgusting. I turned off my phone. The house felt too quiet, as if even the air refused to move. Later that afternoon, Ryan texted, "Don't post anything. Let them choke on their own words." I listened. I said nothing. Silence, I was learning, could be louder than rage. By evening, the video had spread through our small town. Church friends shared it with prayer hand emojis. Others wrote, "What kind of grandparents say that?" The tide was turning, and I hadn't lifted a finger. The next morning, Richard, their landlord, texted again. They've been told to vacate in 30 days. I'm sorry it came to this. I didn't reply. I didn't need to. For once, justice had good timing. 2 days later, my cousin Lauren called, voice sharp with fury. "They're at the family reunion," she said. I frowned. They weren't invited. I know, but they showed up anyway, trying to get sympathy. Lauren's voice shook with anger. "You might want to check Facebook later." Then she hung up. An hour later, I did. The video was already spreading, grainy footage from someone's phone. A sunny backyard, picnic tables, plastic cups. My parents stood in the center, my mother talking to a circle of relatives. "No matter what Penelope told you, we love her," she said, her voice cracking. "And that poor child. She's confused." Then came Lauren's voice, sharp as glass. "Before or after you said her kid doesn't exist?" The camera turned to her. She held up her phone, volume high. From the tiny speaker came my father's voice, clear, cold. "Your child means nothing to us." The yard went silent. Gasps. A single lawnmower hummed somewhere in the distance. My mother froze. My father's face drained of color. Then Uncle James stood up slowly, his voice calm but heavy. "If that's how you treat your granddaughter, you don't belong here." No one spoke. No one defended them. They walked away without a word, faces pale, eyes low. The camera panned back to Lauren. Someone muttered, "Good for her." Another voice said, "About time." I watched the clip 3 times. Then I laughed, a quiet, shaking laugh that came from deep inside my chest, not cruel, just released. Ryan called that evening. "You saw it," he said. "I did. They humiliated themselves." "Finally," I said softly, "they did. And I didn't have to do a thing." "Sometimes the truth handles itself," he murmured. I sat beside Ava's bed that night. She was asleep, her hand clutching her stuffed bunny. For the first time in months, my chest didn't ache. Outside, rain tapped against the window. I thought of every Monday morning I'd wasted paying for love that never existed. And for the first time, I didn't feel pain. I felt peace. I opened my laptop, not to send, but to look. The screen glowed with 8 months of transactions, line after line of completed payments, each one a quiet confession. I scrolled to the bottom, to the last 700. Then I whispered, "Not anymore." The next morning, the town woke up before I did. By sunrise, the Facebook headlines were everywhere. Church. Couple exposed for disowning grandchild. Someone had clipped both videos together, their live stream and the reunion scene. The internet didn't forgive easily. The comments were merciless. Hypocrisy at its finest. "You can't erase your own blood." That poor little girl. By noon, their church deleted their photos from the website. The landlord changed the locks. Their defenders went silent. I didn't post anything. I didn't gloat. I just made breakfast for Ava, packed her crayons, and took her to the park. She drew stars on the sidewalk with chalk, humming softly. "Mommy, this one's for Uncle Ryan," she said, smiling. The air smelled like rain and dust. Her laughter was light, clean, and for the first time, it didn't hurt. It healed. When we got home, an envelope waited in the mailbox. Cream paper. My name in neat handwriting. Inside, a note from Aunt Virginia. They chose pride over love. You chose your child. That's what family is supposed to look like. I folded it carefully and tucked it in a drawer. Some victories don't need applause. That night, I tucked Ava into bed. "Mommy," she yawned, "can Nana and Grandpa come next year?" I hesitated. "No, baby. They won't be coming anymore." She nodded, thoughtful. "That's okay. We can invite Uncle Ryan instead." I smiled, brushing her hair back. "Yeah, sweetheart, that sounds perfect." When I turned off the light, the room stayed quiet. But it wasn't empty anymore. It was peaceful, earned. The following week, everything felt softer, quieter. The noise had faded. No more pings, no more messages. My parents had vanished from social media, their accounts wiped clean like they'd never existed. Their church posted a short statement about family healing, but everyone knew what it meant. I didn't feel like I'd won. I felt free. The kind of freedom that doesn't rush, that just sits beside you in the sunlight and lets you breathe. Ava hummed at the breakfast table, spreading jelly on toast, her little feet swinging. Ryan stopped by that weekend, groceries in his arms and a grin that looked real for once. "You look lighter," he said. "Maybe I am," I replied. We drove to Aunt Virginia's for Sunday lunch. The house smelled like lemon pie and forgiveness. Sunlight spilled through lace curtains. She hugged Ava first, then me. "Peace looks good on you, Penelope," she said. Over lunch, she talked about boundaries, about how love without respect isn't love at all. I listened, really listened, and for the first time, I believed it. Later, while Ava colored at the table, Aunt Virginia slipped a small envelope into my hand. "For when you forget why you stopped," she said. Inside was one sentence written in soft ink: "Kindness with boundaries is strength." That night, I stood by Ava's door, watching her sleep beneath the nightlight's glow. The silence didn't feel like punishment anymore. It felt like protection, like walls rebuilt from truth. For the first time in years, I didn't dread tomorrow. I didn't owe anyone peace but us. My parents had chosen pride. I chose freedom. And that choice, quiet, steady, final, was the loudest revenge I could ever give. If you've ever had to walk away to protect your peace, you're not alone. Some of us are just learning that silence can heal louder than love ever did.